Hello, phase 3 and phase 4. In this video, we're going to go over phase 3 and phase 4. If you go to your manual, you can find that right after phase 1 and phase 2 on pages 6 and 7. Remember, reread everything again for phase 3 and 4 because we haven't done it yet. And if you read it earlier, you're not going to remember the highlights. I want you to understand phase 2 is done when you run out of the weight loss drops. If you're taking 5 drops 3 times per day, if your drop's a little bigger, a little smaller, it might change it 1 or 2 days either direction. So somewhere between day 38 to day 42, you're going to be running out of your drops. Whatever day you run out of your drops, we're going to call that day 40. So if you run out of your drops on day 40, everything's exactly like it is in a book. If you run out of your drops on day 38, we're going to call that day 40. The next day would be day 41. So you go from day 38 to day 41 if you ran out on day 38. Does that make sense? So once you run out of your drops, the next 3 days is phase 3. 3 days, phase 3. It's easy to remember. Everything stays exactly the same as how you're eating. Nothing else changes. The only thing changes is you're not taking any weight loss drops. Keep taking any supplements you have left over. Keep taking them until they're completely gone in the way that you've been instructed to take those. So keep eating the same food, 500 to 600 calories per day, no food until noon. And that's phase 3. Phase 4 starts on day 44. Phase 4, day 44. It's going to last for 3 weeks. Phase 4's purpose is to reset your weight set point and to bring your metabolism up. If you were, say, at 230 and you drop down to 200 pounds, your weight set point in your brain is still about 230. It's in a place deep inside your brain called the hypothalamus that controls the weight. And if your weight thermostat is set at 230 and you lose 30 pounds really quick, it's still 230, so it wants to bring you back to 230. So in phase 4, for these 21 days, if we can maintain your weight within plus or minus 2 pounds of your day 44 weight, then it's going to reset that weight set point in your brain to the new weight, which is 200 pounds. So your body's going to want to stay there. So you can either drop more weight or keep it at 200 pounds. So phase 4 is about resetting your weight set point, bringing your metabolism up, and retraining your body. So read phase 4 here. It's really important. We're going to start adding new foods in phase 4. But most importantly, you're going to increase your calories to 1,500 to 1,800 calories per day, unless I tell you something different. And the first day or two, day 44, day 45, you might not be able to get up to that high calories. But by the 3rd, 4th day, you really need to be between 1,500 to 1,800 calories per day. Keep counting your calories just like you did before. In phase 4, it's real important to start adding a lot of healthy oils. The biggest change you want to do is a lot more healthy oils. We weren't doing any before, do a lot more of those, a lot more protein. Those healthy proteins and the healthy oils really get a lot of. Keep getting those vegetables, those 2 to 4 cups per meal. If you get 2 cups for breakfast, 2 cups for lunch, 2 cups for dinner, that's great. If you don't want to do breakfast, at least get those in for lunch and dinner. Breakfast, like it says in here, it's real important to start with a lot of good proteins and healthy oils. That brain octane oil, the olive oil, the coconut oil, avocados, nuts, seeds. Those are real important, but the most important one, the one I like the most, it's going to help you the most, is the brain octane oil by Bulletproof. If you can't find that yourself, you can always call our office and you can get it through our office. So read these things. Read about the fruits, ones that you can add, the ones that we still aren't adding. Read about the vegetables, the new vegetables you can have, the ones we still can't have. And the dairies and cheese. And the nuts and seeds. All these new things you're adding with caution. If you add something one day, write it down on your list, what you had on They added American cheese on day, let's go to this here. I added American cheese and it was day 45. I'm going to write this down here. And I gained a pound the next day. You know that cheese probably was the one that put you over the limit that made you raise that much weight. Let's say it that way. So you know that's probably a bad food for your body. So you're going to try to figure out by looking at your weight every day and seeing how it reacts the next day, what foods that you can add that aren't going to hurt your weight and what foods that can be a trouble food for you. You might not have any foods. You might have 2 or 3 foods that are problems foods for your body. So your job during these next 3 weeks in phase 4 is to be a detective and figure out if any of these new foods you're adding causes your weight to go up. Remember, you want to stay within 2 pounds of your weight set point. So we're going to make it easy numbers here. So if on day 44, you're 200 pounds, 0.0. That's your new weight set point. So put that in here for day 44. You don't want your weight to go 2 pounds above that or more, or 2 pounds less or more, because you want to reset your weight set point and bring your metabolism up. That's what this is all about. It's not about losing weight in this phase. It's about doing those things. And even though your weight will stay about the same for the next 21 days, your body fat should keep going down 3 or 4 more pounds. And your body water go up. You're exchanging fat for water, so your size is still going to get smaller. So even though you're maintaining weight in phase 4, you should notice your clothes even get looser, which is really cool. And even though you're eating a lot of people find it hard to get those 15 to 1800 calories in because they're full, which goes to show you if you're eating good food, you can stuff yourself. You're not going to lose weight. You'll still lose fat. So understand that in your brain. So from next 3 weeks, from day 44 to day 65 is phase 4. And add the new foods like it says, but keep watching things. If you go more than 2 pounds over your weight set point, if you get to 202.1 in our example, because you're at 200 on day 44, if you went over 2 pounds, that next day you're going to do a plateau breaker. It's going to be different than the plateau breakers you just did in phase 2. In phase 4, it's going to be a large steak day. You still skip lunch. You still skip breakfast in the plateau breaker in phase 4, but you're having an 8 to 10 ounce, a big lean steak again. Make sure it's lean with either a tomato or apple for dinner. If you're 2.5 pounds over your weight set point, it should drop right back down exactly the next day. That's how that plateau breaker works in phase 4. It's really cool. It's almost magical. And until you do it, you won't believe it. But you got to do it as soon as that weight pops up, it'll pop right back down. So you're not worried on that steak day in phase 4 about getting those calories in. You're only going to have that steak and apple or tomato. You're not going to eat all that other stuff. But the next day, go back to that 1,500 to 1,800 calories. That makes sense? Read everything in here. If you have any questions, contact us. But that is phase 4. I'll see you in the next video.